When Shadow of the Colossus was first released in 2005, it blew everybody away with its stunning visuals, mysterious atmosphere, epic colossi battles, and most importantly, its simplistic yet oh so engaging gameplay. It left an impact on the industry that was rarely seen at the time, and has since appeared on many best games of all time lists. Other than a visual upgrade on the PS3, this classic hasn't been given the truly next-gen love it deserves. Until now. Is this the definitive edition of the beloved classic? Let's find out in my review of Shadow of the Colossus for the PS4. Just looking at this footage, the most striking feature is definitely the visuals, which were completely redone from the ground up. The textures on the cliffsides and rocks, the blades of grass, the blowing fur on each colossi. This game is a piece of art visually and may very well be the best looking game on the PS4, especially if you own a PS4 Pro. Unfortunately, I only own a standard PS4, so I did have issues with pop-up and minor graphical blemishes, but it still is something special. The real amazing part about the visuals is that it still captures the feel and atmosphere of the original while modernizing it to today's standards. Speaking of modernization, the controls have been given a revamp which was sorely needed, as it was one of the biggest gripes individuals had with the original. The most significant change is that jumping has now been mapped to the X button. It feels much more natural, though I will admit I initially had a hard time adjusting to the new controls, as I had already played the original so many times. Thanks to these upgrades, the gameplay doesn't feel aged at all. Each colossi mixes the perfect blend of puzzle solving and platforming to feel just as impactful as it did almost 13 years ago. The game still has its issues, such as a sometimes wonky camera and a couple of frustrating colossi battles, but despite those minor flaws, it still is without a doubt one of the greatest video games of all time. If you have never played the game before, this is the definitive edition that you need to experience. For everybody else, it is well worth it to double or triple dip into this timeless classic, especially since this isn't a full price game. I give Shadow of the Colossus on the PS4 a 9.7 out of 10.